We are live now.
We're live?
Yes, we are.
All right.
All right. Here we go. There's the comments. What's this starting soon? Why does it say starting soon? Jesus Christ. How did I break it? Why does it say starting soon? Oh, there we go. Okay, looks like it's picking up the sound from the. It's not picking up the sound from here. Why not? What's this starting soon? Why does it say starting soon?
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ. Little technical difficulties, folks. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Woo! I can't change this where the sound is. Okay, looks like it's picking up the sound from here. It's not picking up the sound from here. Why not? Live control room. What's this starting soon? Why does it say starting soon? Jesus Christ. Why does it keep... Oh my God.
Are people watching?
I don't know. Oh my God. Resume hangout on air. Should I delete that? 5 people are watching. Okay. Okay.
All right. Pop now.
Are you hearing it? I think it's coming from the laptop. I can't make it come from...
Can you?
Ah, here we go. There we go. I bet you. Now talk.
Talk.
Yeah.
Hello.
Now it's coming from the microphone.
Judy check. Microphone check.
Here we go. There we go. Now
Talk.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Judy check. Microphone check. Don't you have to hit record on that?
What? Alright.
Gotta hit record on that?
Not yet. Alright, I want to make sure. Let's see. Why are we frozen?
We are frozen.
Where's this going?
Don't you have to hit record on that? Alright. Gotta hit record on that?
Alright, I want to make sure. Let's see. Why are we frozen?
We are frozen.
Is there some weird thing happens when it catches up? It's never going to catch up. It's always going to be delayed. Alright, I want to make sure. Let's see. Why are we frozen? We are frozen. Weird thing happens when it catches up. It's never going to catch up. It's always going to be delayed. Alright, we're just gonna go.
Go.
Alright, everybody.
Alright, sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Totally apologize for that. Still trying to figure out this Google Hangout. There seems to be a delay in what we're seeing and what's being broadcast and then what you guys are seeing. So totally apologize and sorry for all the goofiness from the beginning. What we'll do is we'll record the podcast and then I'm going to check back to see if there's any questions or comments that come up as we do the podcast. Of course, I got my iPad here so I can look at the questions once we get really started for the actual podcast. All right, we're just setting things up here. Hold on just a second. Bear with us, folks. For all you guys out there that are watching on the YouTube channel, we had another 40-foot container come in.
Yes.
And if you're not on Snapchat, make sure you find us on Snapchat. The username is just Dynamic Discs. And I took a bunch of Snapchat videos and pictures and posted on there of what we were doing with the container and everything.
117 seconds to be exact.
Yeah, 117 seconds of Dynamic Discs.
Great
container.
footage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. All right, I think we're ready. All right, we're going to start the recording of the podcast, so
Let's do this.
here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I'm Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and I got with me the immaculate.
Nice.
I like that, huh?
Yeah.
The immaculate Eric McCabe. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing pretty good.
Cool. Well, we're actually set up for our second YouTube Live, and I think this one went a little worse than the first one.
Just the setup. I mean, we were trying a couple other different things, and, you know, it takes time.
It takes time, I know. We had some technical difficulties, kind of a drag or a delay on what's being broadcast, so we'll get it all worked out. But so we're broadcasting again. I wish we had a set time, but with touring schedules and my schedule, it's kind of hard to do a specific time. So make sure go to our Facebook group, Disc Golf Answerman, and anytime we're getting ready to do one, we announce it there, and then of course on Dynamic Discs, and I did one on Instagram and Snapchat. So
all the good stuff.
I know. Stay connected with us on social media, and you'll know when we're going to do a live broadcast for the show. Let's see, what else is going on? Now, you're getting ready to take off tomorrow for
Round Rock, Texas. Going to play the national tour event down there, Texas State Championships.
Nice.
At Old Settlers Park.
Now, that's one that you go to every year, isn't it?
I go to the tournament every year, but the venue changes.
Oh, okay.
It seems every year. Last year it was at Manor, which is right in the heart of Austin, just east of it, I believe. And this is north of Austin. And I know a lot of the touring players are already down there. There was an event last weekend that they played, and South by Southwest is going on down there.
Oh, nice.
Which is the huge music festival where, I mean, I've seen Avery Jenkins posting pictures, and I've heard people talking about they saw Lady Gaga walking down the street.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of cool. It's really, Austin's a huge music city. So maybe get to see a couple shows while I'm down there.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I saw Avery posted a picture. Him and Leah, his girlfriend Leah Taylor, were standing next to Skrillex.
I had no idea who that was.
You didn't know who Skrillex was?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! Well,
sing a song for me.
He doesn't sing.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
I can't. I mean, I know the. Well, I can.
I've heard the name. I'm not gonna lie. I have heard the name.
It's kind of like the dubstep type sound.
More
to it.
techno.
Yeah. So. All right, cool. So that's what you got going on. Me, let's see. I'm staying back to do some stuff for the Monkey Island Open, which is completely full already. So I want to tell you guys, when we tell you to register early, we mean register early. We even have local guys that are on the waiting list, and they live here.
Yeah.
So don't take your chances when it comes to
tournaments. Fill.
I know. Don't take your chances with these events because they fill.
Speaking of tournaments filling and lots of players signed up, the GBO.
The GBO is
there is over 360.
I thought I heard.
Some players signed up for that. So if you are not in the GBO yet, get signed up.
Get signed up. Because hotel rooms are going fast.
Yeah.
Your buddy who may live here, his house is probly filling up fast with disc golfers.
Probably full. Yeah. I know our house is already jam-packed full.
So make sure you get on the list for Glass Blown Open. And I posted something on the Facebook, just in case you guys don't know. The Glass Blown Open has a for the pro division, the putting championship.
That's going to be huge.
$1,000 to the winner.
$1,000 putting contest, and that's not spaced out between first, second, and third. That's winner take home $1,000.
And then the amateur division gets $500 in merchandise. So,
that's amazing.
Definitely need to get signed up for those events if you are coming to Glass Blown. Can you play?
I'm pretty sure you can sign up there for that, but
do you have to be a player though?
I'm pretty sure you have to be a player.
Okay.
I'm not positive on that, but I think you'd be able to sign up there, but don't risk it. Go ahead and get signed up now.
Absolutely. A couple of sneak peek things. If you're on our Instagram or our Twitter, we got some new colors for the Ranger bags. And so people that follow us on social media, you'll see some of the pictures out there, and there is one of them is called graffiti. And it's just pretty crazy.
It's graffiti.
And then some other colors, and then a new one that what?
Couple of fracture.
And then one that I know that some of the women will be excited about is that it's like kind of a gray black, but the zippers and everything, all the accent colors are pink.
Fracture pink.
That's
what it is. We have fracture pink. We have fracture chartreuse. And what was the other one? Oh, it was the F11 is what I believe they called it.
Yeah.
At first, it was kind of a blue and white and had red accents on the zippers. And
I could pull it up and show the YouTube people.
And but yeah, and those of you that want to see it, I will be taking all 4 of these bags down to Texas.
Boo!
And I will be carrying them at the Texas State Championships. So look for that there.
Let me pull up. Hold on.
I
'Cause
can.
know I got
I've
it.
got it on my phone.
you
I
have it on
know
yours?
that. Well, you've got a better picture of it though.
Yeah. Let me see, and then I can zoom in on it.
Ooh.
Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one
Here,
I'm talking
hold on,
about.
YouTube people.
Look at that thing. Look at that. It's amazing.
Nice. So, anyway, all right. So back to.
And those Ranger bags will be available when?
Well, in May. Now
May.
the pink one though, I think is not quite May.
Yeah, I think that was just a sample they had sent us. And there's also another potential color coming out, which is called Blizzard,
Uh-huh.
which is like a white and gray, kind of like snowy color
Oh, nice.
looking thing. It looks pretty cool.
Okay, so if you're doing any tournament hunting and you live in the Wisconsin area, we have a lot of tournaments going on, and I have notes here. There's the Wisconsin Spring Opener, and it's in Freedom, Kansas.
Freedom, Kansas.
Freedom. It's March 22nd. It's a B tier at the Irish Water Golf Course.
Nice.
Freedom, Wisconsin. And then we have the Rolling Ridge Open in Reedsville, Wisconsin, and that's March 23rd, a B tier at Rolling Ridge.
Cool.
Then, of course, the Monkey Island Open here in Emporia. And then on March 29th and 30th, that weekend, is the Texas AM Championships played
That's
in
going to
Cedar
be
Hill,
so
Texas.
much fun. I'm going down for that one.
Yes.
Just to hang out, help out, and maybe spot on a hole or just have a good time.
Yeah, that one is seems to be taking a while to fill up.
It is, but I think it's just because we have so many other events and there's
Yeah.
other events going on, and it's just people are kind of somewhat slacking, I guess, to get
guess,
signed
but
up.
again, don't take the chance. If you're thinking about going, get signed up, because a lot of times that happens 2 or 3 days before the event, and boom, it just starts filling up.
Yep.
Okay, then we have the Riverside Challenge in West Bend, and that's March 29th, and that's West Bend, Wisconsin, and that's a B tier at the Riverside Disc Golf Course. And then the Milwaukee Madness.
That's a lot of events.
It's a lot on March 30th, and that's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and that's a C tier at the Estra Brook Park. So a lot going on in
and I know
Wisconsin.
Scott Reek is actually our manager at DD Kansas City, has taken the RV up there
Yes.
to run those events, and I believe he is running 11 two-disc challenges
11
up there
of
as
them.
well. 11.
Wow. So go out, check out, where's that going to be at? DynamicDiscs.com, and then
It'll be on the Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook
It'll
and
be
stuff,
all
yeah.
the social media networks.
Cool. All right. Anything else to announce?
Yeah, what
What?
happened today?
Oh, the 40-foot container. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So at about 8 o'clock this morning, well, of course, I got here about 7:45, but the guy pulls in and brings us a 40-foot container full. I mean, as soon as you open the door, the boxes are right up against the door. 40-foot container of discs, 20 or 21 pallets, I think.
That's
What
amazing.
Adam said. You know what was really cool though, is that the driver pulled in. And he probably looked like he was in his mid-30s. And he says, so this is, what did he say? He said that he just started playing disc golf
Nice.
this year. He
Wow.
like just started. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. He's like, yeah, me and my brother play. So he thought it was really cool that he was bringing all these discs to us.
That's
so.
really cool.
And there was all kinds of stuff. Including
a couple I would like to talk about
yes,
today.
I see you have some goodies
I have
over there.
some goodies over here. Here, you can have one of these.
Okay.
It is the 2013 Thrower's Choice Disc of the Year, the Judge in Lucid Plastic. And luckily this morning I got to get out there and throw a few of these things around. And granted, it was a 20, 25 mile an hour wind, but man, this thing was nice. It was nice and stable, exactly how I was hoping it would fly. And it's got great grip. It's not slick like I thought it might be.
I like
and
the way it feels.
They got the weight right, because I know before they couldn't quite figure their weight out, so it was all air plastic they were doing. But this is straight Lucid, and I for one am very excited about this disc.
I'm gonna have to get one of these.
And they
Some
are
of the pink
available
ones.
April 1st.
April 1st.
April 1st. Pretty cool colors too. We got some pink, some orange, and some magenta.
Nice.
And okay, here's another one.
Another one. What you got?
Another really cool one. Show them that one. I've got Stock Stamp Fusion Truths. These things, they are pretty flat, super flat, I would say, and not quite domey like their Lucid brothers. And they fly pretty close to the same, maybe a hair more stable. But like I said, I got a chance to throw them this morning, but it was a pretty good wind out there, so it was kind of hard to tell. But I will be throwing a lot of these, and I'm sure Bobby and I will be doing a video
Oh yeah.
of them. And
Look at the colors. I love the way the colors come.
It's I opened one box and there was like 5 or 6 different like pastel, like Easter almost spring colors, and that was really pretty cool. So April 1st.
April 1st.
Look for them.
Look for them at your favorite retailer.
Pretty excited about it. Pretty excited
Cool.
about them.
Nice.
So
Good stuff. All right, so let's see. I think, is that all we got as far as goodies?
we had a couple other cool things on there, but you know, like we had the Havocs, the
Havocs.
Deco Die Havocs, and handful of other things that
Nice.
are pretty cool.
I know
They're
that-
still out there right now going through the
I know
boxes.
Corey, he was excited there was a lot of blanks on there, so I
Yes.
guess he's got a lot of hot stamping to do,
A lot of hot stamping to do
And
and die maxing to do.
die maxing, and then a lot of X outs.
Yes.
So if you are kind of an X out shopper, then know that we got a lot of X outs in. So
And if you're a fan of these truths and want to pick one up beforehand, the DD auction page actually has one up on there this morning.
Say
They put one up.
what?
So last time I checked, I think it was right around $25 bucks going for that right now. So
Nice.
if you really, really want one before anybody else can get it, go check it out and bid it up.
all right, so I think that's all we got. You want to just hop into the questions?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to hop into now. These are the questions that were submitted to discgolfanswerman.com, and that you can click on the submit disc golf question, and then it'll come to my email, and then we will answer it on the show. And then for you guys that are watching, I think there's about 23 of you on right now. If you have any disc golf questions at all, go ahead and post it in the comments. When we get done with these guys,
We'll go to those.
We'll go to
guys.
those and we'll get those questions on here. So, all right. Again, thanks everybody for sending in your questions. Now, the first one is from Andrew, and Andrew says, I would like to know more about getting the best snap out of my drives and mid-range shots.
No. Simple question. Or quick, I guess, not
Yeah.
simple. Well, you know, snap is not what a lot of people think snap is. You know, people think snap is just when they hear the snap come out off the hand. I mean, that's what, you know, what the snap is, but to generate that snap, for me, it's all about the wrist pop and curling the disc and putting more spin on it, which creates more snap. And a good way is just get out in the field and throw. And you know, like when you snap in towels, that's a good little warm up for it. If you go out and just like the whoosh, like we talked about last week, yeah, that one. And so yeah, that's a good way to go out and practice that to get more snap, creates more spin. So
Nice. Now, I will tell you guys, be careful. Don't practice it in a tournament.
yeah,
Because
no,
I was trying to practice it, and I kept pulling my disc over to the right. Almost lost a couple when we were out there at Peter Pan. So
that's right, the Peter Pan.
yeah. All right. The next one is from. He says first name is Nebraska, and he's a Nebraska boy. Oh, all right. So he says, what did you think of my best friend Brandon Oatman at Kansas City, Waco?
Oh, Brandon, yeah, he's a good guy. He was very quiet. I got to play with him the second round there in Waco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was a good kid. Just didn't talk much. Just kept to himself and he had a couple bad holes there, and he kept his composure pretty well. So I respect that. And yeah, watch for big things from Brandon. He's definitely going to be a competitor very,
Nice.
very soon.
All right. This one is from Boo. And Boo says, hey guys, my question is for Eric. If you had to play a tournament without one of the three main classes of discs, drivers, mid-range, and putters, which one would you give up?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's good. Wow. I think I would probably give up the drivers.
Really, why?
Mainly because the mids, especially the truth, flies very far enough, you know, for what I need it for. And honestly, it'll probably not be that bad of a round because you'll stay out of trouble, and drivers can get you in trouble. And for that, you know, 300 and under shot, it's kind of hard for me to throw a driver on them. I prefer to throw the mid range. So
Right.
I would say I would just toss the drivers out and go mid putter game.
Nice. All right, the next one is from Tim, and Tim says, EMAC, love your Instagram feed.
Nice.
Are you doing everything directly from your phone, or are you using another editor before posting your pics? Wondering how you are getting the DD logo on there and how you are doing some of the combo black and white color shots. keep snapping the pics. Love them.
Cool. Well, on my personal page, and I also have done the dynamic discs one a few times, but there's a couple of us that do pictures for it, and the DD mark on there is like just a watermark that we put on there. I think there's an app for it.
Yeah, the app's called iWatermark.
iWatermark.
And then you load your logo on there, and then you put it into the application, and you can put it on the picture.
Yeah, but usually it's just my iPhone
Yeah.
that I'm using for pictures. I know Bobby's taken a couple pictures with a really nice camera that we've done, but it's mostly on my personal page. It's all on my iPhone, and Color Splash is is an app that I use for the black and white if I want it to be something colored in on it and to really get it to pop. So I use Color Splash a lot, but that's pretty much the only other app that I use.
Cool. All right, the next one is from Michael, and Michael says, "Hey guys, will there be a live video stream of Glass Blown Open? Also, I'll get a Truth EMAC. You don't have to keep telling me."
Nice.
No, we're
Awesome.
going to keep telling you.
Well, I'll let Bobby answer that one. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think we're going to do completely live.
No, we're not going to do a live of the actual tournament play. There's just a lot of logistics, a lot of equipment needed, and a lot of money.
Yeah, that too.
So,
that too.
And honestly, guys, for something like that, especially, coming from me, and then especially for the Glass Blown Open, I want to do it right.
Yes.
I don't want to have to do it. So it may be a while before something like that happens, but definitely.
I would say
this
eventually we will be doing
something
eventually. Live.
And
there'll be, of course, Bobby will be doing his. He'll be out there filming all day, and then he'll probably be busting his butt and getting footage out there every day.
Yeah, no sleep during Glass Blown Open.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, though, the panel of pros that we're going to have.
That'll be fun. That'll be live.
We're doing it in the Granada Theater that's here in Emporia, and so we are going to set up a live of that, so you'll be able to see these pros come out and answer questions from the audience.
Kind of like this right here, and you can ask questions to us, and that's going to be a pretty good time. I don't think anybody's ever done that before.
No. And then I'm going to try to set up a camera at the shop where when we have pros come in or big names, we might stop and interview them right on the spot right there in the shop, and we'll broadcast that live on YouTube. So,
nice. Cool.
So things like that. But no tournament play, not yet at least. All right. Let's see. Next one is from David. David says, "What differences does the weight of a disc make?"
Typically stability would be my answer there. If it's heavier, obviously it's going to fight through the wind a little bit more, so it's going to be a little bit more overstable. And the lighter the disc, if you have a tailwind or kind of a left to right crosswind, being a right-handed player, you'll get a lot more distance because it'll just hold in the wind a little bit longer before it fights back. So usually just stability is the main thing that changes, and it's really just preference on what you like.
Yeah. Now, what would you say for an episode, somebody just beginning? Would they need to worry about?
I wouldn't be too concerned about it, but I wouldn't go out and pick up all max weight discs either.
Okay.
Super heavy, and it also depends on the disc.
Right.
If it's a straighter flyer, then 170 would be just fine. Or upper 60s, but if it's an overstable driver, like say a Giant, then you're not going to want to go out as a beginner and get a 175 Giant and go out and try to throw it.
Right. All right, the next one is from John, and John says, "Thanks for doing a podcast. It helps a beginner a lot. As a newbie to the world of tournaments, I thought it would be great to dedicate an episode to telling people like myself who have spent a year or two playing with friends but have never watched a tournament other than YouTube coverage or been in one but would like to enter that side of the game exactly what to expect, including all of the small details and even the painfully simple things that we may not know about. Basically, a step-by-step day in a tournament situation. I really feel like that would help ease the minds of people wanting to compete but terrified to make a fool of themselves. I know I'd love to hear it as I have entered my first tournament at the end of March.
Nice.
You may have something like this already. I just found your site and haven't had the chance to listen to all the casts yet. If so, I apologize. Thanks for all your help and all the work you do."
Cool. I would say that's a tough one. That's a tough to do, to dedicate a whole episode to that. But I think we could come up with something. here's something you can do at your local event is go out and play if you have an organized league or a mini. I know most of them are a little bit more laid back than, say, an actual PDGA sanctioned tournament, but most of them run by the same rules, and it's just a little bit more laid back, and a lot of people just having a lot of fun, good times. But that would be one way to definitely, instead of just jumping in full board, right into your first tournament, is trying to play a couple organized minis or leagues and just to get a taste of it, just get your feet wet.
Yeah. Now, John, if you haven't, I know that we've talked about different things about touring, and there's been all kinds of different questions that's been on the show. So you might take a chance or take some time and listen to some of the old episodes, and you might come across a few questions here and there that might help you understand what it is about a tournament. In fact, we even did one with Mike Solt where you'll get to hear the other side of the coin,
yes.
where we talked to Mr. Disc Golf, and he answered questions about running a tournament. I can't remember the name of it or the number of it, but I know it should be labeled Disc Golf Answer Man episode something.
Mid-20s, I would think.
Yeah, with Mr. Disc Golf or with Mike Solt or something like that. So check out that episode. All right. Next one is from Sean, and Sean says, I picked up a Lucid Witness, which I normally don't like understable disc, but I have to say it's in my bag now. Yeah,
nice.
Witness. I've never been able to throw a roller disc until now. The good thing is I don't have to change my throwing line with this disc to get it to roll. I can Heiser flip this disc, but it's still hard for it. But it is still hard for it to ride straight. Very fun disc to throw. It's very similar to my VIP Underworld. So my question is, how come disc turnover when I throw? I have a TP. What? So let me read this again. So my question is, how come disc turnover when I throw? I have a TP King and it always flips turnovers and dies. The discs that work best for me are Trespass, Giant Sword, World, and Havoc. Suggestion. When you guys make a driving video, can you do one in slow motion and stop it at the different points of the drive to point out what is going on at that point in the motion? Thanks, Sean. Sorry for the book. no problem,
worries.
Sean. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, your question
I think he's
is
asking. Yeah. It sounds like he tends to turn everything over.
Okay.
A lot, and that's what it sounds like with the King and the Underworld. And he says he typically throws Trespass, Giant Sword, World, and Havocs, which are, with the exception of the Havoc, pretty overstable discs. It sounds to me like you're throwing everything with either flat or a bit of an Anheuser line coming out, which is why everything's turning over. So if you want to throw the Havoc more or the Trespass more, which is just a bit understable, I wouldn't say understable, but less stable than your Giant and World, you're going to want to have a Heiser release and do kind of like a Heiser flip, kind of like Bobby's been doing with the Witness, the Heiser flip, where the disc actually comes out of your hand on a Heiser angle, and as opposed to an Anheuser angle where everything will flip over. Does that make sense to you, Bobby?
Yes.
If the disc comes out, I know Denise has been working on this a lot lately, trying to get a flat release as opposed to an Anheuser release, so she doesn't just flip everything over, which is kind of what it sounds like he's doing. And something else you can do, the King and Underworld and all those are great discs to throw. You don't have to throw everything at 100% when you're throwing a drive. I've noticed that a lot, coming through injuries and whatnot, going out and just throwing the disc nice and smooth, nice and easy, not 100%, just getting it out there. And the disc amazingly flies really far.
Nice.
So understable discs, go out there, you don't need to throw them 100%, just give it a nice little toss.
Cool. And about your suggestion with the slow motion, that does sound kind of like a good idea. We might have to do that one time. All right, the next one is from our boy Anthony.
Anthony.
You watching us, Anthony? Are you live with us, Anthony? Anyway,
packing for GBO?
Yeah, have you started packing for GBO? Yeah, he's one of the winners from one of the GBO contests that won the entry into the Glassbone Open. So anyway, Anthony's a good guy. All right, he says, why do most pros tend to throw Heisers for their approach shots? For me, I find throwing something flat and straight at the basket is much more effective. Heisers are more prone to skipping and rolling away rather than a straight shot, which just settles down on the ground. I understand it if you have to get around something or you're throwing into a headwind, but even in open shots in calm conditions, pros seem to favor the Heiser approach.
That's a good question. I know for me, I prefer to throw the Heiser approach because it just comes natural. It's really easy to throw. And usually I'm throwing something like a trident or a stiletto or a harp or something very overstable that will typically dig and not get the big skip. Throwing right at it is good, but there's just so much room for error when you're throwing right at it. If you release early, if you release late, then you're going to be way off, as where the Heiser will typically come in at the right angle and hopefully dig and not skip. But I know a lot of players use the skip shot on their up shots, and it's really just preference on what you prefer to do, what comes natural to you. And for me, it's just throwing a big Heiser.
Nice. Oh, okay. Sean sent in another question. He said, Sean again, I'm having trouble throwing putters from the tee pad. Can you explain type of grip, release angles, and how much power you use when throwing putters?
Sure. For me, I'm throwing kind of like a modified power fan grip, I would say, where my fingertips are actually on the flight plate of the disc, which you've actually seen if you follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
I just did it's kind of like that right there for our YouTube visitors.
Cool.
And I don't throw super hard unless I'm trying to get quite a bit of distance on it. And usually if it's a putter, I'm throwing every time with Heiser because they are a little bit understable, kind of like like a lid, like a frisbee.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more understable, so you don't want to put too much snap and flat on it, or it's just going to turn right over and dig right out into a cut roll. So usually 60 to 80% with Heiser, and let the disc do the work.
Cool. All right, the next question is from Dr. Blam, and Blam actually puts an exclamation mark in his name.
Nice.
I wonder if that's legal.
I think it is.
Anyway, Dr. Blam says, I love listening to the show. Well, thanks, Dr. Blam.
Yeah.
We love getting your questions. He has 2 questions. When you are expecting the release of when are you expecting the release of the highly anticipated Soldier Bag?
Soldier bags.
Yeah, I don't know when is that. Do we have a date even?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay.
May.
You sure?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's May. I do. I think it's May.
You know what date I know? Soon.
Soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
I don't have a date. Maybe it's May.
I think it's May. Go ahead. Finish the question.
Okay. The other question is, he says, what can be done about sandbaggers in the rec division? When guys are shooting 5 down while the rest of the group is shooting even par or worse, it becomes frustrating. And just in case for any of our new listeners or watchers to disc golf, coming in April. Oh, okay. Well, it's on the Facebook page. Yeah, that's right. Coming in April. So back to his first question. The Soldier Bag is coming in April. And then back to the second question. Sandbaggers. What that is say somebody plays really well, but he plays in a level beneath
Always
his
winning.
skill level because he always wants to make sure he wins.
Yep.
So what is your...
Or competes for the win. You know, I know a lot of people that say, I'm winning intermediate, or I'm finishing in the top 3 or 4. Well, I've always thought, if it's something you want to get better at, then you should move up, especially if you've already won an event. Or if you're even if you're finishing toward the top, playing with those advanced guys, it's a whole new level. And sure, you're going to take your lumps. You got to take your lumps, but that's how you get better. You will see improvement playing with players that are better than you.
Yeah. So there's not really anything you can do about the sandbagger, unless you just want to give them a hard time.
Which they definitely get a hard time.
Yeah. So, but if you are if you're a person that are playing really well in a certain level and you've played really well a lot every tournament, then like Eric said, move up, get better. I mean, it's just one of the fastest way to improve your game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one is from Matt, and Matt says, this one is for Eric and Bobby both.
Nice.
I get to travel all over Texas and southern Louisiana for work and, of course, bring a few discs with me. What are your top 3 favorite courses in that area? Also, I will be traveling to Dallas next week and will have time for 2 rounds while I'm there. After a couple hours in the D.D. Louisville store, where would you recommend I play those 2 rounds? Thanks for the recommendations, and I can't wait to throw the witness. I'm picking one up while I'm there.
Nice. That's South Texas, he said?
I get the
Southern Texas.
Southern Texas
Louisiana.
and Southern Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're all over Texas, Austin is the hot spot in Texas to go play disc golf. There's a handful of courses there you can go play. You can go play Manor. You can play Roy G, which is another really good park-style golf. My favorite course in Austin is Circle C on Slaughter Creek. It's amazing. They've spent a lot of time getting that course looking really nice, putting rocks down the fairways with wood chips, and it's just an overall great course. Honestly, I don't know Southern Louisiana that well. Shreveport's got a great course, I know, but I haven't. Anytime I'm in Southern Louisiana, I'm driving through it. Usually.
One thing that I don't know if you know about this map, but there's a website called dgcoursereview.com, and you can literally plug in by zip code, and then it'll tell you the courses that are near that zip code, and it'll even give you descriptions, and I think it even tells people how they rate it and everything like that. So you can kind of learn about the ones out there.
Another one is, if you have an iPhone, is the PDGA app.
Oh, yes.
I know it's $4.99 or whatever, but to me it's worth it. You can, keep your score, and you can, figure out what your rating is for the course if you just played it. I don't know how accurate that part is, but you can search courses near you. It'll use your GPS tracking, whatever. I don't know. It's kind of scary actually, but it'll tell you what courses around you and how close they are. So that's another good one to use. Cool. And as far as Dallas, he asked also about Dallas. Yeah. Toward Louisville. Well, if you're going to the Louisville store, you might as well play Lake Park because it's right there. Lake Park's a great course. It's more accurate shots. It's a little shorter. If you've seen any of our videos, wintertime warm-up, you can go there and check that out and watch the course being played. I'd recommend that one, and anywhere in Cedar Hill there's 3 courses right there that you can pick from, and it's a little far from Louisville, but those are the 2 areas I would try to focus on the most.
Nice. All right, the next question is from Seth, and Seth is from Nice Shot Productions. He's helped me out with a couple of videos out there, and actually where you're talking about out at Lake Park.
Lake Park.
So, and then where did he? Oh, McKinney. The Town Lake Pro-Am.
Pro-Am.
Yeah. All right, so he says, Bobby and Eric, the live show the other week was awesome, and I can't wait for the next one. Well, Seth.
Hey, Seth, how you doing?
Here's the next one. Yeah. All right, so he says, here's my question. I've been working on my timing the last couple of months, but I still cannot seem to properly transfer my acceleration to the disc when trying to throw far. I don't feel that the grip strength is the issue, but rather the technique. I know you recommend field work, which I've been doing, but I don't know what to work on for this problem. The videos I've taken of my throws even show my hand leaving the disc rather than the disc leaving my hand. What would you recommend I focus on or practice doing? Cheers, Seth.
Nice. Well, keep doing what you're doing, for one. Out in the field with the camera, which I stress more than anything. Get that camera out there and film yourself and slow it down and see what's going on, and so you can determine what's part of the problem now is the disc is coming out of the hand. You're not throwing the disc. So I would try maybe a firmer grip, a little bit firmer of a grip, and try not to quite open your whole hand as you're throwing, because that's kind of what it sounds like you're doing when the disc is coming out. You're actually opening the hand, and instead of letting it come off your 2 fingers, letting it snap off those 2 fingers and spinning right out of the hand. So give that a try, a little firmer grip, and see what that does for you.
Great. Now I want to go out and throw and try that. I never thought about it. So that your hand is opening rather than the disc coming out of your hand?
Yeah. Interesting, huh? Oh, see?
Oh, wow.
You just threw it right across the room there. Nice.
Sorry, guys. I want to go try that now. I've never heard of that. All right, did I make it in the basket? No. All right, the next question is from Lunchbox. He says, Eric and Bob, love the show. You guys are doing an outstanding job. Well, thank you very much, Lunchbox. He says, my wife has expressed interest in playing disc golf with me as a fun activity.
Cool.
I'm worried my wife will discover my disc golf crush on Paige Pierce someday and become insanely jealous. What are some good ways to help introduce her to the sport? Any recommendations on discs that would be easy for her to throw as a beginner? And thanks for all you do.
All right, Lunchbox. Well, as far as beginning discs, Latitude 64 has an easy-to-use line which is great for beginners and especially women that are beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as frustrating trying to get out there and throw the discs that their significant others are throwing. The Jade, the Witness, our disc is a really good one. But as far as the easy to use line, the Diamond. I've seen a lot of ladies loving the Diamond. Of course, it's
What woman doesn't like a diamond?
Woman's best friend.
Yeah.
Right? The Diamond, help me out with this.
The Ruby.
The Ruby, and then the Pearl. Those are the 4 easy to use line, and that would be a great place to start.
Yes,
with those 4 discs.
Yeah, what they did was Tomas, when he designed these, he had women and kids and beginners in mind because of it has a nice grip for the smaller hand. That doesn't mean if you have a big hand you can't throw them, but these are kind of designed for that. So definitely check those out for sure.
Good for slower arm speeds, and they'll be getting a little bit more distance than if they go out and actually try to throw like a Renegade or an Escape or something like that. That's just something you got to work up to. So, and another thing, the second weekend of May, after the GBO, we're hosting one here in Emporia, Kansas. It's the Revenge of the Monkey. It's a women's global event.
Oh, yeah.
And wanted to give a little plug out for that, of course.
Of course.
We're hoping to get a lot of ladies. I know that there's one down in Wichita as well. And we're not trying to step on anyone's toes, but I know Denise really wanted to get some more local ladies involved. So I know there's going to be a lot of beginners out there playing. So
definitely seek out. What's that website that Valerie Jenkins...
Disc Golf for Women?
Yeah, discgolfwoman.com. Have her check out that site, and maybe that'll pique her interest in disc golf and playing some more disc golf. And, I mean, another way is a lot of times when you talk to some of the women out there and you ask them, so how did you start playing disc golf? They usually say, well, it was either sit at home without my boyfriend or come out here and be in the course with them.
Yep.
And then they end up wanting to compete, and they get their little competitive spirit, and they get out there and they start playing.
And just don't get discouraged, mainly. It's really hard to teach your significant other how to play disc golf. Just let them
learn.
Let them learn. Don't try to teach them.
Exactly.
Let them learn, or have somebody else do it.
Yes, or have somebody else do it.
So.
All right, the next question is from Steven, and Steven says, why do the top pro only, mostly in parentheses, play in PDGA sanctioned events, even if non-sanctioned events have big prizes? That's a good question.
I'm not sure. I know for me, at least, I'm not biased on anything. I'll play in any disc golf tournament coming around. I'm the exception to other touring players. A lot of them I know don't go out and actually play B tiers and C tiers and non-sanctioned events, and I'm not exactly sure why that is, but that is partially why their ratings are so high, because each week they're constantly competing against each other. So, ratings are, Paul Macbeth, for instance, is 1050 rated now as of this last week.
I saw that.
That's ridiculous.
Amazing.
And it's great. It's awesome, but nothing against Paul, because Paul is the best player in disc golf right now. But when you play against 1040, 1030 players, then of course the ratings are all going to be inflated. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Inflamed? Or?
Inflated.
Inflated.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But it's a good question. I'm not sure why a lot of the players don't play these non-sanctioned. I think some of them do play non-sanctioned events, especially if there's a big prize, a lot of money at it. I know that's where they're going to go, but it's a good question.
Is it, obviously I'm not a sponsored player, so I don't know, but isn't there certain requirements?
For some teams, there are.
Yeah, you have to
now,
play
I'm not
so
sure
many.
what some of the other, like Innova, I wouldn't know what their requirements are, but yeah, there's definitely requirements out in playing a certain number of sanctioned events, because we're trying to, work with the PDGA and get more involved, and we see what they're doing is helping grow the sport. So of course we want to help out. That's why with the whole Team Trilogy thing, you have to be a PDGA member to be a part of Team Trilogy.
Right.
So, they kind of just go hand in hand. It's all about grow the sport.
Cool. All right, the next one is from Steven again, and he says, thanks for the show. He's playing in the remote, by disc golf standards, Canadian Maritime province of New Brunswick, located right about Maine. Couple of amazing courses for a region where disc golf is relatively new, including one stunning 8,000-foot course, the Hillcrest Farm Disc Golf Course, designed by John Houck, and has to be one of the best in North America. Anyhow, to my question. I've played for about 15 years and still have a max range of 300 feet. What are some of my mechanics? What are some of my mechanics should focus on to improve distance?
Well, clubbing down, for instance,
Mm.
like we talked about a little bit earlier, it's not all about throwing the distance drivers. It's about technique. And a good way to work on technique is stretches, is off the course.
Right.
Is, developing a good, not just eating habit, but, just keeping yourself healthy. I recommend lots and lots of stretching because when you're out there throwing all day long, it's just wear and tear on your body, and you need to keep your muscles nice and toned to be able to throw. So what I definitely recommend doing out there is lots and lots of stretching, maybe even some yoga, something just to keep your arm and your back nice and loose, which will help with distance.
Cool. All right, the next one is from John, and John says, I'm enjoying the live broadcast, guys. Well, thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
We enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
He says, thanks for making them available. I'm wondering if you both would want to talk a little bit about growing the sport. Nope, sure don't. Thanks.
Nope.
No, just kidding. All right, he says, I think more lovers of the game need to study business and government. If disc golfers were creating businesses, they could eventually help grow the sport through sponsorship money. If disc golfers held government positions, they could help grow the sport by getting programs into high schools or help build more championship-level courses in state parks or something. What do you think needs to happen? Boy, that's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question. I completely agree, though, about the whole college and high school. As a matter of fact, right here at Emporia, we've got an 18-hole course at our middle school. And it's a really easy, like a little ace run type of a course for most players, but it's a great place to go out and work on your upshots. And it's a great place for kids to go out there and compete and just have a good time, really, and be able to get a birdie, which is what brings people back, And I know our college is also working with us for the collegiates and putting a team together, helping coach the team, and scholarships. We were even talking about doing 2 or 3 scholarships a year for people going to Emporia State University, which is huge. That's huge. We feel that's gonna just impact our Emporia disc golf scene, by triple.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we have a whole lot of people out there now in our small little town here of 38,000 people, whatever it is, and 4 18-hole disc golf courses, but it's not like the big city where you gotta wait on hole 1 and then it's just a day of waiting, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I completely agree that it'd be nice to get the schools involved, and it's a good activity for kids to keep some kids out of trouble and introduce them to the sport young.
Nice. So, what are my thoughts on what needs to happen to grow the sport? I think, honestly, being involved with Disc Golf Planet, being involved, just little old me for a while, now being involved with Dynamic Discs, one of the leading disc golf companies in the industry, I really think we just need to be patient.
Yeah. Because
things are happening. Just like Eric said, we're getting into the colleges. We have a collegiate tournament. We have Disc Golf Planet that's broadcasting disc golf to cable subscribers. Yep. Now, is it exactly the top par stuff that we all want? Well, no, we're not there yet. But I think we just need to be patient and keep doing what we're doing. Now, as John mentioned, do we need more disc golfers in government positions so that they can influence? Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at ball golf, yes, you have a lot of influential people playing ball golf, and so of course their influence helps the sport. And I think that will eventually happen. When I remember meeting A-Ray.
A-Ray?
A-Ray. I remember meeting A-Ray. He's a Team Dynamic Discs player. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's awesome. Ray, if you're listening to this show, I'm always impressed how he helps people at the events, how he helps people pick out discs. But anyway, so it's happening. People that are influential are playing disc golf, discovering the sport, and it will grow. And I know we all want it to hurry up.
And we want it now.
Right, but if we were to look back 10 years, man, it's gone a long way.
Oh, yeah, it sure has. There's
And
a lot more and more younger players
Yeah.
getting involved, and it is growing. And, we don't want it to go too fast.
Yeah, you don't want to go too fast because you want to make sure it matures.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to go crazy and then just lose all control. But like you said, young kids are playing, and playing at young ages, and then they grow up through high school and all that, and they're going to be still playing.
Yep.
They're going to do some amazing things
Yes, they
in
are.
the sport for sure. So,
Like the Anthony Barellas out there that are
yes.
just simply amazing golfers.
All right, so that's all the questions from the website. For you guys that are listening to the podcast, be patient for a little bit because I'm going to go check the YouTube feed to see if we have any questions from our YouTube viewers. Hold on.
Okay. We've got a few.
All right, so I'm actually going to grab the mic. It's going to sound bad so that I can go close to. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to go up to the screen to see if I can
Couldn't
read.
you do it on here?
Well, I don't know. Hold on. That's a good... Eric, you are so smart.
I know. Them Apple products, let me tell you.
All right, we're going to search dynamic discs. I don't know if it'll show live stuff on here. Oh, here we go.
Look at you over there. Just have to mute it.
Just have to mute it and see if it'll show me the comments. Here we go. Nice. All right. We're going to try to follow. Here we go. We're going to follow. I don't think you have to join. Someone says, how do I get my comments through? Do I have to join Hangout? I don't think you have to. I think you just have to go to our youtube.com/dynamicdiscs, and on the live, the questions are actually on the side. It looks like you can leave a comment on the side of the video. You should be able to see the link on our YouTube channel because I think yeah, someone says just leave him here. Yeah, so leave him where you asked.
Leave them where you asked.
Leave him where you ask. All right. Someone says that graffiti bag is sick. Yes, the graffiti bag does look
nasty.
nice. With the wind down in Texas, what specific discs will be important to you during the Texas State Champions?
A lot of giants and a lot of stilettos.
And why is that?
Because they are just super overstable, very predictable, and know that they're going to fight through the wind.
Nice. Someone says, were those Ranger bags? Yes, I showed pictures of the Ranger bag earlier. He said he just sent a question to sales at Dynamic Discs. Okay, cool. They should get it for you and answer your question. Okay, someone says, I'm trying to go all trilogy discs. What discs can replace the Firebird other than the XXX that has too much glide to replace it? I just can't find a disc like it.
How about the Trident?
The Trident?
Yes.
I've never thrown the Trident.
The Opto Trident. That's what I'm throwing for my overstable fairway driver, similar to a Firebird or a Predator or something along those lines.
Yeah, and actually someone said, Carrie, try a Trident.
There we go.
There you go. Oh, Carrie says, still not... Oh, we got a whole conversation going on here.
All right.
Still not stable enough. It just has more glide than a Firebird, and it doesn't hold a stable line like a Firebird when you flick it.
Did he say stiletto?
No one said stiletto yet.
Stiletto is definitely got the flat top glow Firebird stability to it. It's feels a lot different in the hand, that's for sure, but it's definitely as stable, if not more stable.
Nice. All right. Someone asks, what is a better disc? What is a better disc choice? Less speed with more glide, or less glide with more speed for distance?
One more time.
What is the better disc choice? Less speed with more glide, or less glide with more speed?
It depends on what you want the disc to do. I recommend for beginners to not throw super fast speed 14 discs.
Yeah.
Something a little bit slower till you can actually, figure out the shot angles and the flight path that you really want. So I would say steer clear of higher speed discs.
Cool. All right. What is the best disc for playing catch?
Ooh, the truth.
The truth.
Yeah, I mean, you can do anything with it.
Yeah.
That or the Opto Bite.
The bite. I was
The
going to
Bite.
mention that.
I know it's not PDJ approved, but it's definitely a good little catch disc.
Yeah. I actually did a video. If you go to the Latitude 64 Facebook page, you'll see the video there. And then I actually created a YouTube page for Latitude 64 because, as some of you guys know, I'm helping Latitude with their media. So I created a video where I went and played catch with a good friend of mine, Jeremy Taylor, his dog Hunter.
Hunter.
He's a good disc catcher. But anyway, so went out and played some disc catching with him. So look that up, the Latitude 64 Opto Bite. Very good for throwing a disc with your dog, and then very good for playing catch.
Yes.
And when do you think we can get a Disc Golf Answer Man stamped disc?
Mm-hmm. That's funny because Bobby and I were just talking about that, I believe, last week.
Yes, we were.
And it's just a matter of coming up with the design that we want to use on it and ordering the plate and stamping those bad boys up.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to get it right, so we're going to take time to do it. But yeah, that's definitely something in the works to kind of help promote the show. Someone says, Eric, what is the date you're headed to Alaska to play? I can't find much info on their tournaments, but I will be up there most of the summer.
Nice. When is it? It is after the Kansas City Wide Open, June-ish. It's called King of the Hill is the event I'm playing. I know the Alaska State Championships is the weekend before, 2 weeks before maybe, and then there's another event in Alaska. There's like 3 weeks in a row of tournaments in Alaska. Honestly, I don't know the exact date. I know it's the week after the Kansas City Wide Open is when I'm heading up there.
Okay. And I think that's all we have one more. Someone came in. I think that's it. Trying to look through the comments here, guys. And it looks like we have all the questions that I can see on here. So if we didn't get to your question on YouTube, I apologize. You can go to discgolfanswerman.com and send your question in there, and we will definitely get it on the next show. So I think that's really it. We want to thank everybody for tuning into our YouTube channel and to our listeners, of course, on the podcast. We want to thank you for working with us as we kind of fumble through this experience. Hopefully by the 5th or 6th YouTube Live episode, we'll have this down pat and we'll be good to go. So, but I think that's it. So you're going to Texas.
Going to Texas tomorrow.
Going to Texas tomorrow, and you'll be there you'll come back, right?
Yes.
And then we'll do another episode.
I'll come back. We'll do another episode. Then we'll go back to Texas.
And then we'll go back to Texas for the Texas Amateur State Championships. Yes. And if you haven't signed up for that, make sure you do. Make sure you follow Dynamic Disc on Facebook, on Twitter, on Snapchat,
Instagram,
on Vine, and on Instagram. And you can just look for Dynamic Discs, and you'll be able to find us. We post pictures of insider stuff like the 40-foot container that just came today, new discs that come out, and of course, Eric, go ahead and tell us where we can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Eric_McCabe, Twitter, Eric McCabe 11674, Facebook, Eric McCabe 2010 PDGA World Champion, and and you can just follow pretty much on DD, and we kind of link to each other quite a bit. So you might catch Ralph. Ralphie
doing some warehouse work like he was yesterday.
Yeah, he did some work, pulled some more orders yesterday for us. So
maybe we can get Ralph to sign some for somebody.
Yeah, a little popper. I do have a stamp with his little paw on it, and I need to put some of those out.
If you request it, we'll make it happen.
That's right.
All right, well, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening, and we are out.
See ya.